Joseph, the 11th son of Jacob, also known as Israel, is favored by his father among all his brothers. This favoritism is symbolized by a richly ornamented coat or tunic that Jacob gives to Joseph, often referred to as the coat of many colors. Joseph's brothers are envious of him, not only because of this special coat and his father's favoritism, but also because of Joseph's dreams, which suggest that he is destined to rule over them. In one dream, Joseph sees himself and his brothers as sheaves of grain, with his brothers' sheaves bowing to his own. In another dream, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bow to Joseph. When Joseph shares these dreams with his brothers and his father, their envy and resentment towards him deepen. One day, when Joseph's brothers are tending their father's flock in fields far from home, Jacob sends Joseph to check on them. Seizing the opportunity, Joseph's brothers conspire against him. Initially, they plan to kill him, but ultimately decide to sell him into slavery to a caravan of Ishmaelite traders passing by. The brothers then take Joseph's colorful coat, dip it in goat's blood, and present it to their father, convincing him that Joseph has been killed by a wild animal. Meanwhile, Joseph is taken to Egypt and sold to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's officials. Despite facing adversity, Joseph thrives in Potiphar's house due to the Lord's presence with him, eventually becoming overseer of Potiphar's household. However, after being falsely accused of attempting to seduce Potiphar's wife, Joseph is imprisoned. Even in prison, Joseph gains favor due to his ability to interpret dreams, eventually catching the attention of Pharaoh by interpreting his troubling dreams as predicting 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. Impressed by Joseph's wisdom, Pharaoh appoints him as the second most powerful man in Egypt, tasked with preparing the nation for the upcoming famine. Joseph's administrative skills save not only Egypt, but also the surrounding nations from starvation. During the famine, Joseph's brothers come to Egypt to buy grain, not recognizing Joseph. After a series of tests, Joseph reveals his identity to his brothers, who fear retribution. However, Joseph reassures them, saying what they intended for harm, God used for good, the preservation of many lives. Joseph invites his entire family to live in Egypt, providing them with land and sustenance. The story of Joseph and his colorful coat is found in the book of Genesis, chapters 37-50, within the Old Testament. His journey from favored son to slave, prisoner, and finally to ruler of Egypt illustrates the themes of resilience, the fulfillment of God's promises, and the power of forgiveness. We learn the divine providence, forgiveness, and reconciliation. It demonstrates how jealousy and hatred can lead to unintended consequences, and how faith in God, integrity, and forgiveness can bring about healing and restoration.